Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are tuning in. Welcome to QRA Live with me, your host, Jimmy, aka the Acu Sensei. Let me get good afternoon, the tech ready. I'm gonna get the chat ready. Let's see, 1 second. All right, chat is ready. So I can see the chat. Perfect. So, good morning, Nadia. All right. So if you're new to QRA Live, I thank you for joining, first of all. If you're not subscribed, please hit the red bell, subscribe, so that you get notifications when I go live and also when we upload new videos that can definitely help you. You are ready. Awesome. So go ahead and type in, for those of you who are already logged in, purpose of QRA Live is for me to pay it forward to give you, to help you in any way that I can, whether that's showing you a QRA, a quick restorative acupressure, or it's to help guide you through your process. You may be struggling with some chronic health disorder right now, and maybe you're going through seeing multiple doctors and you just aren't getting the results that you want. Hey, Joanna, good to see you again. So type into the chat if there's anything that you need help with, or maybe it's something that your family member needs help with. We have many people that come in live and they're like their kids or their parents or their spouse and they're asking for help. So yeah, that's what we do here is I would treat it like if you were a patient at our clinic, right? If you were a patient at our clinic, what would we do? What would we advise you to do? What blood tests will we have you do? What scan would we, advise you to do? What type of physician would we go advise you to go visit, right? These are the things that we actually do for our patients, and I want to be able to do that for you because I know many of you do not live in Austin, Texas, where our clinic is. Many of you live all around the world, and so just yesterday, I had lunch. I'm in Taiwan right now. I had lunch with a Taiwan with some people after church, and they were talking about social media, and they're like, "Oh, let me follow you." And then when they followed me, they found out that their teachers or their friends, some are probably in Asia, that they follow me, and so we've got followers all around the world, and so. Like a surprise for those of y'all who speak Chinese in the future. But yeah, so I'm here to help any way that I can. All right, Nadia. So you already start off. So you already know. But let me first, before I start with Nadia and her blurry vision, let me first give you a disclaimer. I'm not a physician. I was not trained in how to prescribe medications and how to do surgery. So anything that I advise or is not actually, it's not medical advice. It is what I would do. I'm treating it like a case scenario. If you were a patient in our clinic, this is what I would do. This is not my advice to you. I have to give you this disclaimer. Otherwise, YouTube or Google will remove my channel. Okay, so please check with your physician before you do anything that I say today. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's start with blurry vision. Blurry vision, okay? So Nadia's got blurry vision. I'm assuming it's both eyes, right? It's not just one eye. So if it's both eyes, we have to look at, okay, I'll share with you. I don't know if Nadia, if you asked about this last time or if it was someone else. So I'll share with you some QRA first, and then I'll share with you the process of how to actually fix it if it's fixable. It's not all of it's fixable, okay? So blurry vision, definitely what one problem is, regardless of your diagnosis, there is one problem that is happening. It is inflammation. There's inflammation of something. around the eye. Something around the eye. It could be the nerve. It could be the optic nerve. It could be a cranial nerve. It could be the vitreous humor. It could be the retina. It could be anywhere around the eyes, right? Inflammation that is consistent regardless of what disorder. Even if you have like macular degeneration, it's still inflammation in the macula, right? In the area surrounding the macula, which gives you that. Or retinitis pigmentosa, it's still retina is inflamed. Okay. And when they do those scans, they'll see the inflammation. So first, you need to figure out what is the cause of the blurred vision or the inflammation. Okay, but let me show you QRA first. QRA, I shared this last week, I believe. QRA for blurred vision for the eyes, right? So if you have inflammation in your eyes, what's the best thing to do? What's the best thing that your body naturally does to decrease inflammation? It moves blood to the eyes, right? So all you got to do is move blood to your eyes, right? Move blood to your eyeballs. I shared with this last week, so I'll start with this using your hands, right? You'll see you see this area of your finger. Doesn't it look like an eyeball, right? Look, if I close it like this, doesn't it look like an eyeball, right? So these areas, see, God made our bodies perfectly. Areas that like look like an eyeball, when you stimulate those areas, the nerves and the nerve endings in those areas, they naturally move blood to your eyes, right? Even in the elbow crease, right? Elbow crease. Elbow crease is just like a big crease right here, right? Even in your knees, the knee crease, right? So you can do QRA here, so you can get a little some type of little pointer. It can be some kind of pointer that you're going to push around this crease, and you're going to try to find the most tender spots. The most tender spot, once you find it, then you're going to dig in for 10 seconds. Okay. Now, is this magically going to make your blur vision clear? No, it won't. Not if you've had your blur vision for years, right? Now, if you just had blur vision, like just now, a few minutes ago, this could actually help. But if your blur vision has been with you for more than, actually, even if it's been with you for a few months, this QRA is not going to instantly eliminate it. Now, it might decrease it. You can get, this is how you test. You get one of those eye charts, when you go to your eye doctor and they're like, oh, cover your eye and then read the letters. Get an eye chart first, put it, I believe it's 10 feet. Don't don't quote me on this, but I believe it's 10 feet away. Put it on the wall and first read it. See what's the lowest line you can read. And then you come and do these QRA. Okay. This is what we actually do in our clinic. Okay. Um, so we test the vision before, and then we do the treatment. We do quick restorative acupuncture. Okay. Quick restorative acupuncture. It's not the same as acupuncture. And then we find the tender spots, right? And then we put a few acupuncture pins, right? We do the treatments for 30 minutes, and then we come back after we remove the pins, and then we test their vision again. Some people, they can and I'm thinking about this macular degeneration patients, advanced ARMD. I forgot what it's AMD, advanced macular degeneration. Age-related, not advanced. ARMD, age-related macular degeneration. We did this for a few patients, and because we're really good at treating eye disorders. And we did the treatments and then we tested their vision. Some of them, they can read a few more letters. Some of them can read a whole extra line, right? That depends on your body. It's not consistent for everybody. Some of them, no change until 6 treatments later, and then they can start seeing more, right? So my point of saying that is you have to do this multiple times. So I would, before you go to sleep, just push around your knuckles, the inside of your knuckles, right? On all your fingers. You got 10 fingers, right? You can also do it in your elbow because the elbow also it reflects your eyes, so it can also move blood to your eyes as well. So you want to push on your elbow and then your knees as well. Okay, so Nadia, that is some QRA, right? And I'm just going to go a little faster because we got a little more people, asking questions today. So I want to make sure I get as many people as possible, help as many people as possible. Okay, if that's okay. All right, so that's a QRA for eyes for blurred vision. Now, what do you do to fix it, right? First, you have to figure out what is the cause. You want to go to an ophthalmologist to get various testing in your eyes. You also want to do some hormonal testing. And you want to do some blood tests. So, for example, an autoimmune condition called Sjogren's can also cause dry eyes, which could affect your blurred vision. So that's an autoimmune condition, right? So that actually doesn't start in your eyeballs. It starts in your gut. So your gut, and I know some of you are asking about gut. So your gut can affect your vision because your gut affects your immune system, which causes your autoimmune condition. Your autoimmune, so say you got gut problems, that causes immune problems, right? Immune system. Let's say gut causes autoimmune, autoimmune causes dry eyes, dry eyes causes blur vision. So if you backtrack, right, the real cause, one of the root causes is your gut. Okay. But it's the autoimmune cause, right? And so Western medicine, what they do is they just backtrack one. Oh, you have blurred vision. Oh, you have dry eyes. Why do you have dry eyes? Because you have autoimmune, and they stop right there. Okay, let's find a way to shut down your immune system. Let's give you all these medications to shut down your immune system, so your immune system stops causing you dry eyes, which therefore is causing your blurry vision, right? That's Western medicine. Then they go maybe one or two steps back, but they don't focus on how do I fix the autoimmune. And there's a reason why. It's not because they don't want to, it's because they can't. There is no medication that can fix your autoimmune. All they can give you are steroids, suppressants. They suppress your immune system. But when they suppress your immune system, okay, they suppress your immune system and you don't have the dry eyes as much. But because they suppress your immune system, now it causes this problem. You get infections more easily, right? It causes other problems. Now it's affecting your kidney and your liver function. So it's causing actually it's causing more problems than you started off with. That's what happens when you take steroids consistently. Okay, so the gut. So you have to figure out, but you still have to. But I love here. I'm not saying Western medicine is bad. I love Western medicine. You need to use the technology of Western medicine to help you diagnose the root cause. Can Western medicine diagnose the root cause for everything? No, it can't. But it can help you. It can help practitioners like me, and maybe it can help the practitioners you are seeing. Okay, so you need to use their diagnostics. Go to an ophthalmologist, get some blood tests, right? See if it rule out it's an autoimmune, get some blood tests, have them scan your eyes, see if it's a retina, if it's an optic nerve inflammation, if it's retina inflammation, if it's your vitreous humor, okay, inflamed, right? Is it any part of your eye that's inflamed, or could it be from your neck? The nerves, your cranial nerves, you know, your central nervous system comes from your brain and it goes into your spinal cord. It's your brain, your spinal cord. From there, you have what's called peripheral nerves that come out of your brain and your spinal cord, right? So those nerves, right, go into your eyeball. So if you have impingement on your neck, that can affect your vision too, right? If you have inflammation in the back of your neck and your occipital, if you have traumatic brain injury, let's say you play some sports, you did some, we see this in kids with TBI, traumatic brain injury, right? Like football. I love football. I love watching it. I know but the sport is not good for anybody. All those kids are eventually, they're all going to have TBI. All of them. Doesn't matter what helmets they use, right? The brain is not supposed to be moving like that in the brain. Okay. So if you have trauma, or maybe you hit your back of your head. Now, why am I saying the back of your head? Because the occipital area of your head, of your brain, right? The cerebellum, it's called the cerebellum, affects your vision. So if you have inflammation in your cerebellum or compression in your spine, so your brain, and then your brain, here's your brain, and it turns into your spinal cord. Your cerebellum is right at this connection. Okay. So there's some disorders where there's a lot of fluid accumulation here, and it creates pressure on your cerebellum. And if that happens, of course you're going to have vision problems. Of course you're going to have blurry visions. But you see, Nadia, what I'm telling you is there's so many different causes, right? It's not as simple as, oh, just do this and see this. No, 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 no. I'm just trying to give you the overall picture so you can actually fix your problem. If you only go to one, like an ophthalmologist, they're only going to do what they were trained to do. They won't look outside of their training. Okay. So you have to see multiple physicians. Okay. I hope that helps. Okay. Don, finally caught him live. Perfect. Great to see you, Don. Thanks for coming in live. Joanna, are there any specific spots for digestion support? Yes, and I'm Joanna, are you referring to just the intestines, or are you referring to the whole digestive system? And the reason why I ask you is that, when people say digestion, they don't realize that it's not just your digestive tract. Well, first of all, they don't realize it's a digestive tract. Your digestion is not just your intestines in your stomach. It starts in your mouth. Your mouth is part of your digestive tract. It goes into your esophagus, then to your stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and then the rectum and so forth. That's your whole digestive tract. That is one of the main organs of your digestion, both. Okay. So, but there's other organs that are hugely involved in your digestion. One is your liver, right? The liver could create something called bile. Bile is like soap. It breaks up fat. It produces bile, it stores it in the gallbladder, and the gallbladder squishes out some soap every time you eat some fat, right? So it can help you wash and separate that fat, right? That's important. And then there's the spleen and the pancreas. The pancreas secretes digestive enzymes. Where do we get the enzymes that digest our food? From our pancreas, right? Pancreas is not just for insulin, it's for digestive enzymes, right? So you need digestive enzymes to break down your food in your small intestine, right? And then the spleen. This is something different. Western medicine has not had enough research to show that the spleen affects your digestion as well. The spleen also helps you separate the toxins from your food and from the nutrition. So the toxins from the nutrition. The spleen helps also in digestion, right? So all of those organs help. And then, of course, actually every organ helps, right? Because you need enough body fluid, you need enough fluid in your intestines to help with digestion. How does the fluid get assimilated, right? It gets processed through your kidneys. Now, but how does it move? So how does it move? How does your body move the fluid from your kidneys to your intestines? It's through your blood vessels, which is your heart, right? You see all of this. And then how does the cells in your intestines get the energy to digest? It's from oxygen. How do you get oxygen? Through your lungs. So you see every organ is involved, right? But let me come back to the main organs, okay? So one thing I love is the large intestine, right? The large intestine is can be stimulated just from the index finger. So the side of your index finger, right? You don't have to be picky, but the specific, this is an acupuncture, they call it meridian, but any nerves along your index finger, right? I would just press on your index finger, on the sides of your index finger. Sorry, the sides of your index finger, right? Press on the sides of your index finger, on both index finger, right? Just press on it every single day. This will stimulate, and even into the web area, even into the web area. Just press, I'll do it this way, even into this area, right? Just press on it, all of this, right? There's an exercise I like to do that can stimulate a lot of the all the blood to all of your digestive organs, all the organs in your abdomen. You just go like this because the this is you can say it's reflexology. You know how reflexology, there's a nerve on the bottom of your foot that's connected to every part of your body. That is just it's called a microsystem. A microsystem, there are tons of microsystems all in our body. The hand is a microsystem. That's why I like to do this exercise. So if you, every day you're waiting in line, just do this. Okay. I'm just going like this. I'm stimulating the nerves in every finger because that will stimulate blood to every part of my body. Right. So digestion is do this. Just do this every day. Okay. Whenever you're waiting, you're at home watching TV, just do this. Okay. Just stimulate all the nerves. And don't forget the thumbs too. Right. Don't forget the thumbs too. Okay. Yeah. Do that. Okay. Now, if you're not pooping, let's say some people when they say digestion, they're not, I'm constipated or I'm having diarrhea, right? So if I'm constipated, then I'm going to my tummy. Okay. I'm going to my tummy. So now this may look backwards on the video, but what you want to do is you want to go you want to rub this way, which is clockwise, right? Clockwise. You want to rub clockwise if you're constipated. If you get frequent diarrhea, you want to counterclockwise. Counterclockwise. Okay. This is diarrhea. Diarrhea, constipation. Constipation is clockwise. Diarrhea, counterclockwise. Okay. And then last, find your belly button 1 inch apart from these two areas. Constipation, you want to jiggle the baby. Jiggle the baby, jiggle the baby, jiggle the baby. Okay. All right. Just got a few more minutes, so hope that helps. Joanna, good to see you again. All right. Don, what is the most effective natural type of gut cleanse? Ooh, this is a good question. Gut cleanses. So, we're heading into in the US, we're heading to Thanksgiving. That means everybody's going to overeat and eat junk food. And then Christmas is going to be all sugar. And then January, every healthcare practitioner is going to sell a detox cleanse, a detox program, including us. Okay. So but let me answer Don's question. What is the most effective and natural type of gut cleanse? Okay. I'll just tell you what we recommend our patients and what I personally do. The most effective and natural type of gut cleanse is fasting. That's the best way. Your body already knows how to cleanse and how to detox. It already knows how to clean out your intestines. Okay. It already knows how to detox your body. You just need to provide it with the right environment, right, for it to do it. And that is to fast, right? Now you can do the intermittent fasting. I do intermittent fasting. Like I'm here in Taiwan. Taiwan's got so much good food. I've been intermittent fasting almost every day. Okay. Um, and so intermittent fasting gives your digestive system a rest because every time you eat food, you're working your digestive system, right? So when you give it an opportunity to rest, it works more effectively. Okay. How many hours or days? Well, that depends. Okay, that's a great question. If you've never fasted before, I mean, everybody's fasting. Everybody has fasted before. Let me rephrase that. Many people don't realize when you're sleeping, you're fasting. Okay. Because none of us are sleeping and eating at the same time. At least I hope you're not. Okay. So everybody has fasted before. So the question is, how long have you fasted before? Right? When was the last time? So the fasting is when you stop eating dinner. Okay. When was the time you stop eating dinner to when you eat your breakfast? That period of time is not fasting means when you stop eating. Okay. Most people 8, 10 hours. You maybe sleep 8 hours, maybe 10 hours. So most people fast for 10 hours. What I typically like to do, I like to try to get to 16 But if you're not used to fasting that long, and if you have no self-control, then you can fast 12 hours. Start off fasting 12 hours, right? So you eat your, really, you should eat your dinner no later than 6, right? I know in, especially actually across every culture, like here in Taiwan, same in the US, people were eating at 8 o'clock at night. Same here in Taiwan. So I don't think that's any type of relation to culture. So you should eat your dinner no later than 6 p.m. But let's say you eat your dinner at 6 p.m. and 6 to 6, that's already 12 hours, right? So if you just wait till 2 hours later, you eat your breakfast at 8, that's 14 hours. So that's not too bad, right? But the problem is most people eat their dinner at 8 and they wake up maybe at 7 and then they start chugging some shake or some sweets, some donuts or some bread, some coffee at 8, right? So that's only 12 hours. So you want to, if that's your normal lifestyle, you want to start off by trying to do 14 hours. So if you eat at 8 p.m. dinner and you wake up, then that means try to not eat until 10. Not even drink coffee. Don't drink coffee. Don't drink. The only thing you can drink is water till 10 a.m., right? And so that is a 14-hour fast. I would start with that if you're not used to it. Now, why do I say, you can't control the reason why people fail in intermittent fasting is because they can't resist the hunger. But here's the thing, the hunger that your body gives you is not real, is not because your blood sugar is dropping. It's not because your blood sugar is dropping to a dangerous level. It's not. You can check your blood sugar, okay, to verify this. Now, again, this is not applicable to everybody, right? There's so many scenarios. I don't have enough time to share you all the different variations. So I'm just going to tell you on average what we recommend our patients and then I'll tell you what I do, okay? So what we recommend to our patients is check your blood sugar. And if you have a constant glucose, there's so many, you can eat, even if you don't have diabetes, and if you have some type of actually, if you have a metabolic disorder, you probably have blood sugar problems. If you have any other conditions, if you want to fast, you want to do some detox in January, first thing I recommend you do is get one of those constant glucose monitor or get something you can test your blood sugar. That way you can do it safely, okay? This is the safe way to do it, is to measure your blood sugar. So you eat dinner at 8 p.m., you wake up at 7, check your blood sugar, see if it's below 100, okay? If it is below, let's say if it's, what is dangerous? If your blood sugar drops below 60 or 60, starting to get dangerous. So you eat dinner at 8 p.m. and then you get up, you fast, you're trying to go to 10 a.m. So at 8 a.m., you check your blood sugar, or if you have the constant glucose monitor, you can just check your phone app because it reads your glucose 24 hours a day, right? Check your blood sugar. If it's below 60, you need to eat. Okay. That is true. That is truly, your blood sugar is getting too low. Now, if your blood sugar is above 60, let's say if it's above 80, not if it's let me start with, if it's above 100 and you are starving, you're okay. Your blood sugar is not in danger. Okay. That I'm saying your fasting blood sugar is above 100 and you feel like you're starving. Okay. That is just a calibration issue. You are not really, it's not in a life-threatening situation. You can push through it. Okay. So I like to use these blood sugar monitors to help you understand this so that you're not tricked by your body. Because if your blood sugar was normally when you wake up is 150, and then one morning you wake up and it's 100, you're going to feel starving because your blood sugar went from 150 to 100. It is lower, but it's not life-threatening. But your body doesn't know it. Your body only knows, hey, you used to eat 10 donuts for breakfast, and now this morning you're giving me 0 donuts. So I'm going to act out. I'm going to say, hey, Jimmy, you need to get your 10 donuts, okay? But do you really need your 10 donuts? No, you don't, okay? So you can still push through it. Drink more water, push through it for another 2 hours, and voila, you fasted for 14 hours. And if you can skip breakfast and just eat at lunch, no coffee, no coffee. I know many people out there like, oh yeah, you can you can drink coffee, you can drink tea. No, no, don't. Those are stimulants. Okay. Tea is better if you're drinking green tea, but not black tea. Black tea is still a stimulant, right? You're trying to let your body rest. And here's another thing. Recently, there was a scientist who won the Nobel Prize for discovering something that's been around for ages, the benefits of autophagy. Autophagy is when your body is self-cleaning, okay? Autophagy. I think he won the Nobel Prize last year or something like that. But Chinese people knew this 5,000 years ago, okay? So again, even the Nobel Prize people are behind, right? So when you are hungry, that is a symptom that tells you your body is self-cleaning. So this is how I change my mindset. If I'm fasting and I'm not hungry, then my body's not really detoxing that much. That's what I tell myself. Okay, it actually is detoxing. It's just not doing a great job. It's when I am fasting and I'm hungry, I'm like, great. I know my self-cleaning, my body is self-cleaning a little faster. It's cleaning more effectively because that's what you were asking for, right? Yes, Don. You're saying what's effective? The most effective way for your body to cleanse itself is your own body doing it, not through some supplement. Okay. So when I'm hungry, then that means my body is self-cleaning, right? Now I have to fight that mentally and drink some water. I'll drink a lot of water. I'll be urinating every 30 minutes during my fasting. Okay. So that's the best way for your body to self-cleanse. Okay. I apologize. I went overboard. I know I was trying to explain a little more, so hopefully it makes sense to you. If it doesn't make sense, I can make it even more simpler, but this is how my team explains to our patients. Instead of saying, oh, you need to do this to detox. But what does that actually mean? Oh, you need to do intermittent fasting. Okay. But how do I actually do it? Oh, you just do these hours, but I'm starving all the time. Oh, you just eat this. You just do this. But why? See, my team, we explain the why. Why do you want to feel hungry? Feeling hungry is a great thing. Feeling hungry means your body is cleansing itself, means your body has activated autophagy, self-cleaning, okay? Self-cleaning means our body generates waste all the time. And then we have these street sweepers, these trash people in our bodies, right? These trash people that come up and clean up the trash. That's autophagy, self-cleaning. If you are not hungry when you are fasting, then your trash trucks, your street sweepers, your moppers, they're not coming out to clean. So you want to feel hungry. Hungry is a good thing, right? So let me end with this last thing. Here's another reason why people fail with intermittent fasting. They fight the hunger, but then let's say, they eat dinner at 8 p.m. and then they fight the hunger until noon the next day. That's 16-hour fast. They fight it, and then when they get to lunch and dinner, they're so hungry, they just eat anything, all the sweets. They just destroy all the fasting, all the cleaning that their body did. That's another reason why, right? So when you are so hungry and then you eat lunch, here's what I want you to do. I want you to eat slow. Okay. And you want to eat ideally organic meal. No sugar, no bread, no, you can eat carbs, actually. You can eat carbs. And what I mean by carbs is complex carbs. Vegetables are carbs. Fruits, you can eat fruits. If you're craving something, if you are, after you're fasting, you're craving some sweets, you're like, I can't do it anymore. Eat, not juice. Eat a fruit. Fruits have digestive enzymes, which will help your cleaning even better, right? Eat a fruit and wait. You can eat an apple. Eat an apple and just wait. Don't continuously eat, because the problem is people start eating like crazy and they overeat and they then negate all the cleaning. It's like you just cleaned your house and then your kids, they're playing outside. Right now in Germany, it's snowing. My sister's in, I saw a picture. My Germany's in Hamburg, Germany, it's snowing. So imagine she just cleaned, she just mopped her floors, and then her kids were playing in the snow. Okay. They were playing in the snow in their snow boots, and they just walked right into the house all over the house without taking out their boots. Right? All the cleaning my sister did, negated. That's what happens. So that first meal you eat after you fast, super important. What you eat, how fast you eat is the most important thing. You got to eat slow, because when you're hungry, you overeat. The problem is when you're eating all that sugar, it doesn't send a signal to your brain to tell you to stop until an hour later. By that time, it's already too late. You've already crammed your body with food. Okay. So different ways of doing it. Eat a piece of fruit, wait 30 minutes. Eat a piece of fruit and wait 30 minutes and see if you're still voraciously hungry. Chances are you won't be. You'll still be a little hungry, but you'll be able to control your fork a little more. Okay. Hope that helps. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Went in a little bit more because I know, January is coming along and you're going to be bombarded. You're going to be tempted by all these fast programs, supplements, medications. And personally, I don't do any of those. Because why? Because I have my body. My body does it better than any of those. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. See you next Sunday, same time, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4 p.m. Sunday Central Standard Time. Or if you're in Asia, it's Monday, 6 a.m. in the morning. All right, guys. Thank you.